Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Michelle, and we are the owners of the Main Street Mouse.
And this is the Main Street Mouse Weekly Podcast, show number 161 for September 23rd, 2024.
For your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving. And supervise your children.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Soar into tower. We are ready for takeoff.
Dead men tell no tale.
I know not who you are, nor how I came to find you. But may I just say,
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Hello, everybody out there in the podcast universe.
Hi, happy Monday.
Be Monday.
It's like really a Monday-ish Monday.
It's very much a Monday, and it kind of stinks. Mondays are never fun. Everybody knows that.
You know what I think it is? I think because we had a pretty good weekend and we stayed busy. And then, when Monday comes around and you got to kind of get back to work. I mean, we work on the weekends too, but
I would say we worked a lot over the weekend, but we
did.
also did a lot of other stuff. So
Yeah.
it was a busy weekend. It's been a busy. Actually, all last week was kind of busy.
it really was, but in a good way. And I think that for me, I do better when I'm busy because if I'm sitting too long, then I get blue.
Yes.
But
So-
busy is good.
So when we get done with this podcast, we got work to do.
Yeah.
Snap
Chop,
together.
chop.
Chop, get together. So hope everybody out there is doing well. With the heat still is bad down here in Florida. So
Holy cannoli. Also, as far as weather goes, everybody is buzzing about this possible hurricane that's going to hit this weekend. Not just Florida, but other states,
Yeah.
Alabama and different areas are in the path as well, South Carolina. So we're watching, but we don't like to hype anything up
No.
because these things can turn or fizzle out or whatever. But so I know that I'm going to get questions. I always do when there's weather coming in. And as of right now, we don't know anything. But just keep watching the weather or go to Mike's weather page.
Mike's weather page is better than any newscast you will find on any of the major stations. Mike usually knows what's going on, and
He chases storms.
He does, and he'll tell you if you should take cover and if you should worry about it, or if he's like, okay, it looks like it's probably gonna blow. I mean, for somebody who doesn't do it professionally, I mean, he does now.
He's been doing this for like 20 years,
Yeah.
and he's more accurate than the
He really
forecasters.
is.
So
It's
Mike's
amazing.
weather page. You can go on social media.
Yeah, the guy's
Not a paid sponsor.
and so many people in Florida follow him over any of the ABC, Fox, CBS, any of those.
So my friend John, John in South Carolina, he
Yes.
lives by Mike's weather page because
lot of
he
people
lives
do.
right on the beach.
Because once you learn that this guy is pretty accurate. I mean, most weather forecasters are never accurate. They can be wrong 90% of the time. They keep their jobs, which I wish most people could do. I'd love to
be a forecaster.
I would love to have a job where I can be wrong. I know they got to go by the
Models and all
Dopplers
that
and models,
stuff,
and weather cannot be predicted. I mean, it's going to do what it's going to do, whether you want it to.
Especially
or
when
not.
it comes to tropical storms and hurricanes because
Yes.
it shifts.
Yeah, so I don't know how many times since we moved here, 10 years now, we've been told, take cover, this is it, this is going to be the bad storm.
And
it's
it
gonna
moves.
And then we don't even get anything, and our power doesn't go out. And I mean, actually, knock on wood, we have never lost power in a hurricane since we moved here.
No, we've been lucky, and we been through two pretty bad ones.
Two pretty bad ones and a handful of smaller ones that nothing. I don't get all worried about them. You do. You tend to get a little stressed out when they're moving in. I don't.
It's not even a matter of stressed out. I just like to be informed.
Right.
And I like to be prepared just in
Yeah.
case. But we're not going to go and be like the panic buyers at the
No.
store.
The last major storm we had come in, we were at our old house. That was the only time I started to get a little worried. And that was the one where I went outside and I taped a tarp in front of our garage door.
Yeah.
I tried to do it in front of our front door. Didn't help.
Water came through the living room.
Water
Our
came through the
furniture got
wall.
wet. It
Our
was
whole rug-
awful.
Me and Andrew were up till 4:30 in the morning, I think, shop vacuuming water out of our living room because it was just so bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. But
So-
let's hope. But anyway, so bottom,
But we never lost power.
we didn't.
All that
Yeah.
water all over our house. But Power and News and TV were still on, so it was
Yeah,
kind
go
of crazy.
figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, if you're coming here, just keep your eye on the weather forecast. That's all.
And be prepared if you do come here, because I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be bad enough to where anything will close, but you just kind of keep
And the
it.
theme parks are the best place to be for a hurricane.
really
There's a
are.
lot of Florida locals that will go get a hotel when bad weather is coming because it's safer.
Yep, Disney will, even if Disney has to move people, like a lot of times the campground gets moved out, they move you around, they make sure everybody's kept safe. So it really is a really safe place, not maybe in the park, but,
No.
but at the resorts. And Disney tries to, again, they try to keep people happy and entertained, even during the things like that. They have stuff going on. So just keep that in mind and just be patient with everybody and know that we're all in this together when you're during that.
We're all in this together.
You
Sorry.
go ahead and sing it. So, like we said, we did have a busy week last week. So we last talked to you guys on Monday. So Tuesday, Greg and Holly had invited us to go with them. They had D23 passes to go see Agatha all along at the Disney Springs AMC.
Yes, it was a D23 event where they showed the first 2 episodes
On the big screen.
on the big screen.
So what was cool, the first thing we both noticed, though, was we had trailers before a Disney Plus show. We got to see trailers for, I think it was, what was it, Moana 2. We saw the trailer for the new Lion King that's coming out later this year. And then we saw a trailer for the new Captain America movie that's coming out. So we saw
So it was like going to the movies, but not, because they did back-to-back episodes. And then it actually, as most know, hit Disney Plus the following evening.
Correct.
We didn't watch it because we already seen it.
No, we didn't. And just for those who don't know, the show comes out every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So whatever time zone you're in, it's 9 Eastern. So whatever that comes out to, and that'll be the next episode every week. So tomorrow, this Wednesday at 9 will be episode 3, which we have to see it because I've got insider sources who have already seen 3 and 4, and they said 3 gets really kind of scary.
Ooh.
Yeah, ooh, spooky.
Scary.
Perfect for this time of year.
Yeah, I guess so.
What did you think of the show?
I liked it for the most part. There was a couple things I was kind of about, but for the most part, I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. A lot of, well, not a lot, I shouldn't say, but some throwbacks to WandaVision, which was kind of cool to see some of the cast from WandaVision in there besides Agatha. You saw some of the neighbors and people in the show. The one guy reminds me of David Schwimmer. The one guy with the
Oh yeah, that guy.
And he was back in it, and then a couple other characters from the original show. So it was kind of good. I was glad. WandaVision's one of our favorite Disney Plus shows ever.
Yeah.
So it was kind of good to go back to that. And the music, everything. The show was just good. I think it's going to be good. And from what I've heard, it starts to ramp up with episode 3.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out because now I'm invested, so I have to.
You have to watch it. Can't miss it. So Wednesdays at 9. Being there's nothing else on Wednesday nights, perfect.
Yeah.
Next was so Wednesday I had a meeting in the morning, and then we didn't really do anything more Wednesday. Thursday we had a media preview of a new menu coming to Space 220 at Epcot, which we got in there about a half an hour before the general public could go into the restaurant. They brought us in
Longer than that because the event started at 9:30 and they opened up.
that's right.
We had to be there at 9:30 and then they started. It took a little bit longer. Because they had stuff to tell us before the music kicked in, and I believe the restaurant opened at 11:30.
11:30. Yeah, 11:30.
Yeah, so we did get some time in there before it was open to the general public. The chefs came out and talked about the food and the dessert and the appetizers, a little bit about the drinks. So we got to learn about the new menu items, and we got to sample them if we wanted to.
And when does those new menu items take effect?
Early October. They don't have a date.
Okay, they don't have a date yet. So just keep, I'm sure once it comes out, we'll have that announcement out there for you guys. So as Michelle said, there was a few seafood items
like grouper and tuna bowls.
And it was tuna tartare was one of the appetizers, and then grouper was one of the main courses they brought to us, which neither one of us eat, so we did not partake of it. But sitting next to friends Lou and Jeff and Greg, they ate all of them, and they all said they were great. So I don't know how.
Yeah, it's so weird because, and we've talked about this a million times about us being picky eaters. I mean, I'm pickier than you.
Yeah.
But when they put the grouper on the table, it smelled super fishy.
I lost my appetite.
Oh my God, it was so fishy, and the majority of the table didn't even try it.
No.
And I'm not trying to rip on the restaurant, I mean, if you like fishy fish, then
If you like fish and you're used to those smells, but like Michelle said, it literally was Jeff, Lou, and Greg who tried everything. The other 4 of us really didn't eat.
we're like, nah, we're good.
So they brought out some kind of a chicken dish also. I think it was an Indian type dish.
It was like a tandoori chicken, I think that's what they call it. And then they had rice. It was supposed to be coconut rice, but it tasted like warm rice pudding.
That's exactly what it tasted like without the raisins.
Yeah. See, I like my rice pudding without raisins anyway.
Right, I know, but it wasn't
A little
cold.
cinnamon on top. No, it was definitely different.
It was. The rice, you had to eat it with the chicken to get the whole flavor.
Yeah, like the rice by itself didn't taste good, but if you put it with the chicken, it was better.
Yeah, and that's how we both ended up eating it.
And then they had an appetizer. See, okay, I feel really bad because it feels like we're totally like bagging on the food over there.
Oh, that's right. You didn't like. So they had the 2 appetizers. One was
He's like, oh yeah, you didn't like this either.
One was the tuna tartare, they were some kind of, I don't know what they were, like some kind of pastry shell or something like that. They had put the tartare in.
It was like a little bowl of tuna.
Yeah, something like that. And then the other one was some type of crispy Brussels sprouts.
Okay, so it was Brussels sprouts, some sort of onion, on ricotta cheese, which had like spices and stuff in it.
Yeah, it had some kind of herbs. You could see the herbs greatly in it.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. I love Brussels sprouts that are cooked and a little bit crispy, and like whether they cook them in butter, garlic, whatever. These were not quite like that. I don't know what they were cooked in. And I love ricotta because I grew up with having it with a ton of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But never seasoned like that.
No. So like you know how you just said the chicken and the rice had to be eaten together? To me, the Brussels sprouts didn't taste good with the ricotta.
Oh, okay.
Like, so what I did was I took a piece of Brussels sprout and I like kind of wiped the ricotta off because I didn't like it. And that's the very first time in my life that I have not liked ricotta cheese.
I was going to say, yeah, you love ricotta. So for you to
I
wipe it
do.
off, especially on a Brussels sprout, because for some people that's going to get them to eat the Brussels sprout if you put the ricotta, because some people just don't like Brussels sprouts.
Right. And Brussels sprouts have to be cooked the right way. So, I mean, I get what they were trying to do. But it's so hard, and I feel bad. It's funny, but it's not. Like, a lot of you out there are probably more adventurous eaters than we are, especially me. And that's why it's so funny that I actually report on this stuff and go to media events, because a lot of times, like, truth be told, I take pictures, but I don't eat it.
Oh, yeah, a lot of times. You'll eat, like, so... yeah, that's what she's notorious for. We go to events, and if it's certain things, I will eat it. If it's chicken, I'll usually eat it. If it's pork, I'll eat it. If it's beef, I'll eat it. I can't eat seafood. I can't eat shellfish at all. I'm allergic. So I kind of stay away from that stuff. But I'm also very fussy when it comes to, like, certain Italian foods.
Yeah, see, with me, I'm Italian, I'm good. I don't eat beef, I don't eat pork, I don't eat fish.
I only eat your sauce. I have never ordered spaghetti in a restaurant.
Yeah, he only eats my spaghetti sauce.
Yep, that's the only one on earth I will eat.
And mine is like, I make it like it's not jar sauce.
No,
it's,
if it was
my
jar
Graham's
sauce.
recipe.
You tried to fool us one time with jar sauce, and me or the boys did not like
They
it.
called me out on it. They're like, "This is not your real stuff." So, anyway, but yeah, okay, desserts. We can at least okay.
Desserts were good. Most. There was 5 of them.
Yeah, the desserts were actually good. There wasn't one that I didn't like go ew about. You know what I mean? There wasn't anything that I thought was yucky.
I never tried the carrot cake one.
You know what? I didn't either, but Holly said it was really good. It just tastes like carrot cake.
Yeah.
But there was like a chocolate cheesecake one. There was a lemon and some sort of berry one. There was one that had hazelnut and coffee flavor to it. That was good.
Which one was everyone kept calling the one Christmas. What was the Christmas one?
Okay, so that was me that started that.
Yeah, I know.
The Christmas. I don't know what it was, but the base of it tasted like something that you would have for Christmas.
I thought like a really well done fruitcake. The base of it.
Maybe fruitcakey kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know.
It was really different, but I like the chocolate mousse. It was just really a lot of chocolate, so you couldn't eat that by yourself. You would be sick.
And that's the thing. A lot of times when you go out to restaurants at Disney, the desserts are delicious, but they're so rich. Like a lot of that stuff you could split.
Yeah, I like the berry one, the one that looked like opened up KFC when they used to have the parfait cups. Kind of looked that up.
Did, but I was disappointed when I actually ate it.
Did you? I liked it. I thought that one was tasty.
See, because it was too cakey, I was hoping it had some sort of, because it was like a lemon and berry.
Yeah.
And it on the outside, it looked like it was like a thicker, like a cheesecake type of thing, and it was not. But yeah, I mean, so all these items will be out in a couple of weeks.
With new cards.
There's new trading cards at Space 220 now also. So yeah, so if you like that sort of thing, Space 220.
And they even mentioned that the chef now has his own card that he will give to you so if the chef comes to your table for whatever reason, ask him for one of his trading cards, because he does have special trading cards that only the chef has.
Yes.
So you have to ask about that. So, but all in all, it was okay. It wasn't. We were okay with it. We ate what we could eat, and that was it. So, that was my first time going to Space 220, though. I'd never been there. You've been there a couple times before.
Yeah, I went during the 50th. I was there twice for different media things.
Yeah, I mean it's okay.
But when I was there, we got to choose what we ate. It wasn't, and the one we just went to was specifically for new items. That's why that's all we had.
Right.
But I remember having some sort of like a pasta that didn't have meat in it.
So is the entire menu going away, or are they just adding new?
No. There's a couple of
it?
things that they're switching out.
Okay.
But no, the whole menu is not going away.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. And then you got to try some of the drinks.
Well, yeah.
They had it was funny because we couldn't order what we wanted to for food, but drinks they could let us order whatever they wanted to. So I tried the 2 mocktails. One had Pop Rocks in it, and one of them had a glowy ice cube in it. They were both okay. They were both juice. Just different types of juices together, and then you tried a couple different ones. You had
I don't do mocktails.
Some type of old fashioned they brought that was
on fire.
That was on. They took the lid off and the smoke. It
was smoky.
You tried another one that was some kind of. It looked like a pineapple. The drink itself.
Yeah, and it was like a mango-y papaya, like tropical fruit, and it had the boba.
And that was the one that had rum in it, wasn't it?
It was good.
That was the rum drink, and then there was another one you had that almost looked like a martini or cosmopolitan type.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was. It was pink, and I think it had strawberries in it.
You were the only one that ordered that at the table, though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
now, mind you, I didn't finish like the old fashioned in addition to the other two because.
But everybody said the drinks were good.
Yeah, I actually had Scott order the old fashioned, so I didn't look like an alcoholic.
But then they said it right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they knew. Here, I'll take the old fashioned. You're not gonna drink it. Yeah, I know. I'm just ordering.
We cover events. I'm like, get the drink.
The wait staff was on to us right away. They're like, "This isn't for you. You ordered mocktails and Diet Coke."
Yeah.
So then we left there. We went over to Muppet Labs, the Odyssey Pavilion. Greg had heard that they had free buttons or stickers or something for Muppets. Still, the display that was destroyed by children is not there.
Nope.
But
there's a lady standing there, a cast member standing there handing out buttons.
And she had 4 different buttons and a couple different stickers. So it was kind of cool to get the buttons because those are little freebies that I don't think a lot of people realize you can get at Disney if you really pay attention to where the stuff's going to be.
I'm sure somebody put them on eBay.
Oh, I'm sure they did also. But it was just cool. I love the Muppets, as a lot of people do. And it was just kind of cool to have those little souvenirs from the Muppet Lab area. And then there was a pickle milkshake button. There was the really hot wings button, like a taste tester button. Then you got the one with the honeydew and beaker on it.
Yes.
So it was really cool to get those little things. And we talked to the cast member for about 20 minutes, actually.
We monopolized her time. Sorry about that.
She seemed like she was having fun.
She was having fun.
But that was that. And then we left there, and Greg and Holly, Michelle and I decided, hey, you know what? Let's go over to the Magic Kingdom. It's a beautiful day. It's early. Let's go over there. Yeah, we got on the monorail. We got to the Magic Kingdom, and I think we regretted it almost as soon as we got there because it was so hot.
The humidity is so bad. And that's what the thing is we got there. We barely made it, like, past the Emporium. And I was like, I think this is a poor decision.
So we walked through Adventureland. We came into Frontierland, went into Pecos Bills because the new menu, which we'll talk about in a little bit, debuted.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to get pictures of the signs and such. And then we walked through Liberty Square, and then we kind of went back up to the hub, and we jumped on one of the cars and took that to the front. We left the park.
Yeah, we got to do one of the old-fashioned cars, take it from the castle to the front of the park, which we never done before.
Mm-mm.
And I know a lot of people have, but that was a first for us, which is crazy being...
It was. I just think I never wanted to ask about the car.
And that's the thing. I've never wanted to ask either. I never wanted to be like, hey, can anybody go on that?
Right.
And like I talked about on my podcast this week, I was blown away how many people don't move for the car.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's a good thing he's going like 4 miles an hour
And
because
he's like, honk, honk,
And they're just
honk,
standing
and people
there.
are staring at him from the front of the car. I wanted to yell out, like, move.
I know. I felt bad because he can't, as a cast member, he can't yell at people.
See, and
out of the way.
this just shows that I don't have the patience to do that job
No.
because I would get so flippin' irritated. I'm irritated for him right now, and it was last week.
There was a guy standing there with a stroller and kids and his wife, and he looked back at the car like 6 times and still never moved. He was just standing there, and he knew we needed to get through, and he didn't care. Then all of a sudden, he just decided to move 3 feet to the left, and then we could get by.
And the driver was like, honk, 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 and he'd give it a minute and see if anybody moved. And when they didn't, honk, honk, honk. Or there was this lady that was standing there, and she was way off the curb. And you could tell she didn't want to move for the car. All she had to do, she wasn't doing anything.
Move a foot. No, that was the guy with the stroller. He was just standing there watching.
And they look at the car like, oh, you want me
Yeah,
to
they're not waiting for
move?
pictures. They're not doing photo ops. They are just standing
Don't be that
there.
guy. You know, I haven't done one of
No.
those articles in a long time because people get offended, but don't be that guy.
I think you need to bring that series back. And
Seriously.
you know what? The offended people will just deal with them.
We'll just
because
deal with it?
We'll
No,
tell them
but-
because then once they complain about it, we'll add them to the next "Don't be that guy."
Don't be
article.
that guy.
Don't be the guy that complains about being that guy.
Right. And if so, like if you see a cast member driving a vehicle up Main Street, don't look at the cast member.
Yeah.
Don't just act like you don't know what's going on. Just move, get out the way.
I think a lot of it's that, and it's that entitlement that I paid for my vacation and nobody's going to tell me where I can go. Well, guess what? So did everybody else who's in that park, and your
And you're going to get your
vacation
butt run over.
doesn't matter more than the next person's. So move.
Move.
And I swear,
out
if
the
it
way.
if it wasn't Disney, if it was Universal, they'd probably get really close to hitting them because they'd be
You'd be like, I'm sick of you.
exactly. Universal does that right. They don't care. But anyway, no, I'm just teasing about that. But so that was our day. So we ended up leaving the Magic Kingdom. We went back to our car and we came home because it was just hot. We were tired from being in the heat.
Misery.
It just kind of drained us both. And I don't think we did anything the rest of that evening.
No, I took a shower. It's like those are 2 shower days.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of days in Florida where I know if I leave the house, there's another shower on tap for later.
Oh no, you're taking a shower in the morning going, I know I'm going to take another
know
one
I'm
as
gonna
soon
take
as I get back
another one
home.
When I get home.
But I can't leave the house. I know sometimes it'll be like, well, I took a shower late yesterday, so I won't take one in the morning. I'll take it when I get back, and I can't do that. I have
Especially
to.
if you're gonna be out in the heat. 'cause
Yeah.
You want to like preempt some of that yuck, and then you know.
And you know, there's always somebody that walks by that didn't take that morning
There's
shower.
a lot of them. There's another. Don't be that guy. Put your deodorant on.
No, I'm gonna create something called Disney deodorant strips, and that you can just put them in your bag. They're like the Listerine strips that people used to put under their tongue.
Your armpit.
Just put them under your armpit, and it'll help keep you from having that sweaty.
Defending everyone around
odor.
you in line.
That's actually a $1 million idea. I
It
bet you
kinda
if you could come out with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edit this part out of the podcast.
Because you don't want anyone to steal.
Somebody
our
that steal my idea. You know what? I have proof that I said it first. So if somebody goes and gets the patent after today in this time,
Yeah.
I can fight it in court. So, but that was our Thursday. So Friday we were sitting here and we decided we wanted to. Michelle and I had not seen Beetlejuice yet. If I say it one more time, he shows up, so I can't say it.
Yeah, just say it
third
twice.
time. But we wanted to go see that, so we decided we wanted to go see it at Universal. Just because their theater wasn't as busy, and it was the HHN night, so we wanted to go see the crowd at HHN.
Yeah, it was just to be nosy, pretty much.
Be nosy, and then we ended up. I had a gift card still, so we went to Cowfish for dinner.
Yes, we did go to Cowfish.
Which is our second time we've been there. We went there probably about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago with Sean and Jeff and Denise. And it was great. But we wanted to go back just to see, again, if it was still that good or if it's just good that one time. Sometimes restaurants are great one time and then the next they're not. But it was still good. It was. I really enjoyed it.
2 words.
Huh.
Fried pickles.
You love fried pickles.
And I never did before.
Those ones are really good there, though.
Oh my gosh. So like if you guys are at City Walk and you even if you want to just go in for a drink and an appetizer, it's a great place to go in and cool out. You can sit inside or outside. We sat inside because it was hot. But yeah, we got fried pickles and they were so good.
They were. And what else? You got the chicken sandwich.
Which is what I got last time.
Right.
There's not a lot of variety for people like myself.
No, you had the chicken sandwich option or the chicken salad option. And that was it for you.
So they do
I think
have,
there was a veggie.
They have a Impossible Burger. but it had like all the Impossible or like the vegan toppings. So I'm not a vegan. I want real cheese.
You just don't want real beef. That's all. The only thing you don't
just
want.
give me the fake patty, but I want all the good stuff on it.
Right. You want it to be like everything that a regular burger would have.
Let's pretend.
Just without the beef.
Yes. So I think next time we go there, so I'm going to order a burger and just have that patty replaced. And
you could probably do that. I think if you say, okay, I don't want the vegan cheese, I just want regular cheese, and I want lettuce, tomato on a regular bun.
Yeah, on a regular. I don't need all that fancy, but I think that's what I would do next time. But of course with fried pickles. And then I got a drink in a fish cup.
It did. I'm sure you posted pictures of that fish.
I didn't yet.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, it was a fish cup. It was kind of a cool looking little aquarium.
And now, mind you, it's not a big thing. It's a cup that's in the shape of a fish, and coincidentally, that had boba in it also.
It did. That's right.
It was blue, and it had boba balls on the bottom.
Because you started using a smaller straw because
every time I tried to drink, it was like thump. You get attacked by one of those things.
Stuck in my throat. Get it out.
I don't want to choke. But yeah, so it was really a nice outing, and the movie. I'm on the fence about the movie.
I'll say, so being that it is a sequel, I already go in there with half expectations.
Right.
I never expect a sequel to be as good as the original, and I don't think you could ever beat the original Beetlejuice. It's one of my favorite
And there
movies.
was some, like I was talking to Holly, there's plot holes there. Like, why did they start this storyline and then just kind of drop it? Yeah. Or why didn't they elaborate more on this? There was just a lot of different stories going on.
There was.
And, I mean, nostalgia purposes, I think Michael Keaton was great.
Of course, yep. And he had said he didn't want to be in the movie over a lot. He wanted to be kind of like the amount of time he was in the first one.
I think he was in it more this time.
Was he a little bit more this time?
Yeah, because he seemed to have a bigger role.
Maybe, but he was great. I mean, he doesn't look like he's lost a step from 30
not
years
at all.
Ago. 35 years ago, isn't it?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
But I thought the movie was good. Don't go in there thinking it's going to be as good as the original.
It's not.
It's just a fun little movie to go watch.
It's entertaining. Let's say that.
That's it. And there's parts where you'll just start cracking up because you'll see certain things happen, and it's just funny. Just Tim Burton really has a dry sense of humor, but some of the stuff he did was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he actually did that. Like what happens to Charles Dietz. I'm not saying what happens, but just that. But there was some, like she said, the plot holes. The one plot hole I just kept wondering about was at the end of the first Beetlejuice gets eaten by the sandworm and taken down. And you see, because Gina Davis was riding the sandworm.
Yes,
and
she
attacks him, and that's how Beetlejuice is done. He's not going to be there. And so at that point, everybody just assumed he's dead again.
But didn't the sign flash on or something at the end? It kind of give you like
that.
a thing
Yeah,
that he wasn't really
he didn't
gone.
Die.
And they kind of did that again at the end of this one. I mean, and I understand why movies do that, keep it a little open-ended just in case.
Well, if they wait 35 years to do it again, I don't think the actors will be back. Sadly, I don't think they're in 35 years they're going to want to do another.
Michael Keaton will be 100, and I don't know.
Exactly. He'll be really Beetlejuice.
Don't say that. What is wrong with you?
No, I just mean he'll be like the guy on the other side who has to come back to do the movie.
Oh my God,
possibly.
ignore that part.
Hopefully not, but I mean, he's a great actor.
Michael Keaton.
I do too. He's been great. He's just everything he's done I've enjoyed. So
when we were done at the movies, HHN was going on, and I haven't been, as all you know, Scott has been. So I just wanted to go peek in the gates.
Because you can get up right to the gates, like where the turnstiles are to scan your ticket or your pass or whatever to get in. You can go right up to those gates, and there's a big fence there that's closed that you can look through, and you can actually see the big HHN sign. And then there is some scare actors. There's chainsaws. There's all kinds of stuff right in there.
So I didn't see any scare actors, but I heard a chainsaw a couple of times, and I'm like, I'm good.
She hid behind me. I think at one point when we're on the other side of the fence, and she heard the chainsaw. I was like, ah!
No.
Just that noise.
I don't like that noise.
I know you don't.
I think I'm sensitive to noises. I mean,
just chainsaws.
Like certain loud noises bother me, but like chainsaws, I can't do.
No.
I mean, even if I were a lumberjack, I don't think I could do it.
I cut down trees, but I can't listen to the noise.
But I would have to wear earplugs.
But I wonder. So I remember our friend Tim told you to wear earplugs.
Yes, he did.
In the houses, he had said mostly.
Yeah, he said that last year that he recommended it.
But I wonder if it'd work for you to go through the scare zones. But then they might just appear out of somebody. You might get scared because this person, you didn't even hear them come up to you, and all of a sudden they're standing right next to you with a chainsaw, but you can't hear it.
Right. Maybe. I don't know. Because I get the concept and the reasoning there, because what if we're watching a really scary movie, I not only hide my face, I plug my ears.
You do.
I always plug my ears. And I'm not even sure why I do that. Do you guys do that? Because, I plug my ears.
I know you do, and I'm like, it's a movie. What did we watch? Oh, we watched Pet Sematary the other night.
Yeah, Scott had never seen the
I have
original
never
Pet
seen the
Sematary. And, yeah, we're sidebarring again. But
We're talking about HHN, so it all kind of goes together.
yeah, and I was like, you have to watch this. Now, I watched it when I was a kid, and my dad took me to the show with my best friend.
And he's probably still laughing at the way you act.
Oh my God. Like my dad was always like my buddy, and he would just, if me and my girlfriends wanted to do something, we always asked my dad.
He took you to the first New Kids concert.
He
didn't
did.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't driving.
Right.
But yeah, my dad took us years ago, and as a child, I was terrified. But watching it again as an adult now, it's just creepy. And I forgot to tell you.
Oh boy.
I had nightmares
Did you really?
that there was like a killer baby trying to stab people, and like it was almost like somebody was telling me, you got to get it before it gets you, type of thing. Yeah.
But you wouldn't hurt a baby.
That's the thing. I would
punt that thing through a window.
That's the thing. My mother's instinct. It'd be so hard. But yeah, so but Scott was like, "This is stupid."
I'm gonna sit there. I was playing my game on my phone a lot of the time during the movie. Because my rational mind is going, okay, I could see when this came out, yes, it probably was scary, but so was the original Halloween, so was the original Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Those were all scary back in the day. But now I think I've honestly become one of those desensitized that it doesn't bother me.
But it's funny though, because so he started watching it, and I was determined to see it through. So he gets up and goes to the bathroom. I hit pause. He's in the kitchen and messing around with getting something to drink. Pause. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I want you to see this through." You're like, "I'll catch up." No.
In my head, I'm like, let's just get this thing over with. I just want to go to bed.
Like, no, you must watch the whole thing. And I think that some things remain scary, and then some things are scary to you as an adult. But then
well, no, I was going to say the scariest thing to me was seeing Herman Munster laying on the ground with that little baby cutting his Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
That was about it. That was the part that, and it's just because I could imagine what it would feel like if you had your Achilles tendon.
And did you notice? Because I knew what was coming and you didn't, and I covered my eyes, but I didn't tell you what was coming because I wanted you to watch it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And that's where I don't understand why that big farmer didn't have boots on.
And why he couldn't overpower a toddler.
I know this toddler beat Herman Munster up, who was like 6'5".
Right.
His mother killed her when she thought, "Oh, my baby."
No, here's
the
the dumb
dad
part
almost
about
got
that. So how he got rid of the mother? There's no way he would have had the power to do that. So see, now talk about loopholes. Now as an adult, when you watch this old stuff, you're like, no, that's not possible.
I know the kid can barely put a sentence together, yet he's cutting up people with a scalpel out of his dad's medical bag.
And knew where to get the scalpel.
Knew how to hold the scalpel. Didn't hold it at the sharp end. Knew how to hold it at the handle side.
And when I see stuff like that, I got to remind myself, like, okay, it's just a movie, because it has to do with a child.
But seriously, think about the scalpel. I see kids that age who don't know which end of the bottle is the right end to drink out of. Yet this kid knew which side to hold the scalpel to cut people up.
And to get it out of the medical
Exactly.
Right.
So it's almost like he came back as a demonic soul that knew exactly what he needed to do.
Well, yeah, he wasn't the same baby.
Well, he might have been, but they took care of him.
Oh my God!
The dad gave him a needle in the neck and took the kid.
I know that's horrible. I hope I'm assuming this is not a spoiler that everybody's seen Pet Sematary.
If they haven't, there is no window that says we cannot talk about spoilers. The spoilers filed in the 90s, so we're allowed to talk about it. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you got a couple hours to kill, you might like it. So that was our Friday night. Well, Pet Sematary was a Friday night, but the HHN stuff, we checked all that. So we're still trying to decide when we're going to go back, because we do have our pass with our Universal Pass. We have we get to go to one Halloween Horror Nights, and we're running out of dates.
Oh my God, I'm so tired of hearing you say that. We're running out of dates.
Because they keep getting less and less, and I'm not going November 1st, 2nd, or 3rd.
No, I don't want to go. Like, I'll be putting up the Christmas tree then.
So we're going to go, I think, next Wednesday.
We'll see.
So next Wednesday will be HHN. Michelle will be live feeding.
And we'll see about that.
So Saturday night, we needed to get some Disney content because we hadn't been there in a while. So we decided to go to Hollywood Studios this time. So we had been Epcot, Magic Kingdom, went to Hollywood Studios on Saturday night. Again, we had another gift card, so we decided we were going to go to the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater.
Yeah, I collect gift cards, so when I cover media events, I just put them in my Apple Wallet because they always give gift cards for stuff.
And we never use it all.
And I never use it, especially like, if it's a food event or something, like I always have stuff left over, which is kind of nice. You bank it.
It is. You bank it, and then you can go out to dinner, and it may cost you the tip or whatever, but it's kind of nice to be able to do that. So we decided we hadn't been to the Sci-Fi Dine-In since 2009, I think was when
we went with the boys when we had the dining plan years and years and years ago. And it's one of those that it's always busy. There's always people standing around. But when I checked the app, I'm like, there's times available. And so we decided to do that. And I really think it's more about atmosphere.
Yes. Definitely.
I mean, the food was good.
It was good. But you did have fried pickles yet again 2 nights in a row.
But the fried pickles at Disney were not as good.
They weren't as crispy.
They were a little bit bendy.
Yeah, I didn't really like them as much. The dipping sauces were the same. Their horseradish dip and their ranch were fine, but it was they just needed to fry them a little bit longer.
Yeah. But yeah, what did I have?
So you ordered the chicken salad croissant sandwich
right.
minus the bacon and the fries were really good.
Fries were delicious.
Probably the best fries I've had at Disney.
Right.
Honestly.
And I don't like the regular walk-up fries, but the restaurant fries is different.
Yeah.
And these were really good fries.
Yeah, they were like almost like a steak fry, but even thicker, I think.
They were so good.
Yeah, they were really good fries. You get to see the B-movie role of stuff on the screen, which we were just laughing about.
And the dancing snacks and stuff.
Yeah, the dancing snacks. Like you're in a drive-thru. It's really, the ambiance of the whole room is really kind of cool. And if you've ever been to a drive-in theater in your life, then you get it. You go there and you're like, oh, there should be a playground in front of the theater. And
I'm sure most of you have probably been to Sci-Fi, but it's been like, and it really hasn't changed.
No,
it's the same as it was before. I'm sure the menu has changed, but it was kind of cool to just have something different to do. And one thing that we've been wanting to do is try to make a point to go eat at places that we haven't so that we can talk about it, even though it's hard for me because I don't eat anything.
Right. So we have to. So there's certain restaurants where we just know we're not going to waste our time going because there's nothing you'll eat on the menu. Like in Arcusi, there's nothing on that menu you would eat.
I would never eat California Grill either.
Yes. So unfortunately, California Grill is one I would like to go to, but more to watch the fireworks from that angle.
I could have a glass of water.
I'm sure they can bring you out some leaf lettuce, and that's about all you'll have.
Yeah, and that's, you know what, sidebar again, I really wish that these quote-unquote fancier restaurants, or even like any sit-down restaurant at Disney, wherever it may be, that they should have more choices. I always feel like everything is so fish-heavy. And fish is something that a lot of people don't eat seafood. I can name, like, a lot of people in my own life that don't eat it.
At our table the other day, there was 3 of us.
Yeah, like nobody ate seafood.
And then one of them who's kind of on the fence about depending on what it is, if they'll eat it or not.
If it smells like fish, it's a no.
Yeah, so, yeah, I agree with you because, like, so when you're on the cruise ships, Disney they have the standard menu for that restaurant, but there's always 4 options. There's a chicken dish, a beef dish, a pasta dish.
Yeah, they have a backup for if you don't want it. Or you can eat off the kids' meal, which is what I do a lot. But a lot of these restaurants, like I was thinking about anything with a seafood buffet or heavy in seafood, we will never go to because it's a waste of money.
So like Cape May in the evenings is a seafood buffet. But we've been there for breakfast, and the breakfast is
Can't
excellent.
go wrong with breakfast. It's really hard to screw up breakfast.
It is. Theirs is really good. I don't know what it is.
He loves it. The last time we went was at Christmas time before we went back to Michigan.
Yes,
remember?
it was. Yeah, and
it was our anniversary.
It was, and it was so good. I would highly recommend that one.
He's a big breakfast person.
I love breakfast. It's the best meal of the day.
Is it?
Yeah, 'cause I'll eat breakfast at dinner time too. I don't care. I like hash browns. I can't help it. Hash browns, bacon.
Well, it's like fries.
Yeah, but a little bit better if they're crispier.
Yeah, well done.
So, but that was a fun night. So we ate, then we walked around the studios for a little bit, and then we went and saw Fantasmic, which we hadn't seen. We've never gotten to see it since it reopened. We've gone 2 or 3 times, and every time it either rained out or we had bad seating and left. But we finally got to sit down and see it, and I've been trying to upload the video, and I can't even get the video from my camera to my computer to upload.
Is that why you didn't do it?
Yeah, it's too big, so I might have to figure out a way to do it to compress it a little bit, and then I'll send it to my computer, then I can upload it. But it was great to see it. We had pretty good seats for it.
We had really good seats.
We got wet.
Actually, we got misted on a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, but it was great to see the whole show again. I like the old show better than the new one.
Me
now
too.
that we've seen it.
This one has got too many projections, and I'm not a huge fan of projections.
No, I'm not. I mean, it was okay before what they did because the water. I get it. It was part of Mickey's dream coming together on the waves and such. But yeah, I think it was too much projections, and they took out the whole big Pocahontas scene, which was always kind of cool to see. Now you get Aladdin swinging from the side to side.
I think you got Aladdin before, but
Did you?
they added more scenes on the water.
Yeah.
And again, I just think that, I mean, not to be critical, but I'm going to be critical. I think that, seeing the characters interacting and all that stuff, or more floats or something would be better than just the projections on the water. There's a lot of water projections.
There is, and I know it's a cost thing. It's cheaper to do a projection. And
Oh, Disney
shoot the
is
water.
not hurting.
Oh, you wouldn't know.
I mean, come on now. Everything's really expensive.
It's a little bit expensive, so.
A lot of it.
But that was our weekend out, our date nights we had.
And then Sunday we just watched the Lions game, and we won, by the way.
And the Lions won, and we also released the new build of Lost Princess apparel.
We did.
So after my meeting last week I had on Wednesday, it was brought to our attention that maybe we needed to restructure that. So I spent a couple days rebuilding the site, and I put up a new whole build on it. I really like the way it came out. It looks a lot more professional, a lot easier to navigate.
Yeah, it's more user-friendly.
Yes,
I like it, too. You did a good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's out there. So if you haven't seen it, go to lostprincessapparel.com. Right now we have the Dusty Rose leggings on there, I think for $15 a pair while they last.
Yeah.
So you might want to get those.
There's a sale happening.
There's a sale on there, and every week we will have a new item on sale.
Right, and there's men's stuff coming.
There is men's stuff coming, which I guess I can mention it. So we're doing a revamp of the hockey jerseys. I've been asked to redo some of those, so I've started designing those. I'm designing a Star Wars one for the holidays. I'm also going to work on a couple that would go with Universals. One area that's in the back area, wizarding area.
A little bit wizardy.
A little bit wizardy. So I'm working on, and that'd actually be 4 different jerseys, one for each house that I'm working on for that.
Now you just did the whole thing.
Yeah. And then I'm also working on some button-down shirts, similar to the Roosevelt's type style shirts.
Which we did shirts years ago, but Scott was not happy with the material. So he is changing the material, and and these are going to be better.
Yes, they are. The material is going to be very close to what Roosevelt's fabric makeup is. It's hard to get the exact, but these are really close. I've come up with 6 great designs that we're going to issue first, so we're going to put those out hopefully in the next day or two. We should be able to have them up there, start a pre-order, and then we have a new manufacturer we've never worked with before that's going to do these, but they come highly rated. So we'll see. And another thing I wanted to mention too about Lost Princess apparel, because of some of the delays we've had with shipping and stuff like that, with the order arriving to us and being delays, we've decided to cut ties with that manufacturer, and we're going to be working with another manufacturer who already worked with us. They did our skirts, they did our sling bags, they did the Lily dress, they did a few other things for us, and they're going to be doing our leggings.
And we know they're quicker.
They're going to be doing our leggings from now on. They sent us a sample to the exact makeup and everything of the other ones, and we're also going to be doing the skirts again, and these ones are longer.
Yeah, I took a sample skirt for a test run at the studios to make sure that it was long enough and it didn't ride up, and it's perfect.
It's perfect. So we'll be doing those out. So you'll be seeing that coming out pretty soon as well. So just stay tuned to Lost Princess Apparel for all you shoppers out there. I know the men are out there I don't care about Lost Princess, but that's why we're going to have men's stuff for you guys. So let's go to Disney news now. There's not a lot of news. That's why we were kind of talking a little bit more.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's why I had us talking more about other stuff right now, because we don't have a lot of news to discuss with you guys. So in Disney news, so today a story dropped. Harry Styles from the band One Direction has a merchandise line coming to Disney Springs.
Yeah, so he already has a line.
Okay.
He's doing a collaboration for Fantasia. We were just talking about Fantasmic. Fantasia. And of course, so when they've done collaborations with big brands before, like Tommy Hilfiger, or for accessories like Coach or Kate Spade, it's expensive.
Yes.
Well, guess what?
This one is too.
This one is too.
Go figure.
Right? So at the end of September, they're going to have a pop-up, and Greg said he thinks it's going to be in the NBA Experience building.
Oh, that would make sense.
Temporary, of course.
Yeah.
And there's some place in Texas that's getting a pop-up too. I don't know where because I'm not familiar with Texas. And it's also going to be online.
Okay.
So, and they have So like they had a box of these little things. I had no idea what it was supposed to be. Like, is that deodorant or like what is it?
Deodorant strips for the park. My idea.
No, it was like it looked like roll-ons. Remember those roll-on deodorant?
Yes, they were
It
wet.
was nail polish.
Yes. That's great.
Yeah, so Fantasia merch at an expensive price coming to Disney Springs.
Would have never guessed that. So get yours. And it'll probably sell out because
It's a novelty.
it's a novelty, and Harry Styles still has a fan base with the teenage crowd.
Oh,
girls, I
yes.
guess. So they will come out and buy it up just because he's behind
Save
it.
your pennies because it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheap. So the next one we already touched on, but I do have the link in the show notes about seeing the new menu items coming to Space 220, so you can go out there and see some pictures from our sampling we did the other day.
If
So
you want to.
If you want.
I know we kind of were like, it's fishy, but if you like that
if
sort
you like
of thing,
fish, you're going to love it.
you're going to love it.
Also announced this week, and we did kind of touch on a little bit, is that new Pecos Bills, after a long time, finally has released a new menu, which we've been kind of disgruntled with the menu for some time over there. Just ever since they got rid of their Fixins bar and all that stuff, it has.
Well,
not
okay,
been
so
great.
one of our followers, when I put it out, made a comment, and I didn't think about it that way. She said that she doesn't like it, that it's still like Tex-Mex style instead of like what it was. Now, I remember Pecos used to be like one of our favorite
It
places
was
to
the
get
best.
food.
Yeah.
And because you could have you could make cheese fries, you could it
You
was
could
just
make a
good.
little side salad out of the bar.
I remember back in the day, people used to go in there and make salads.
You could. They had ranch dressing. You had lettuce, tomato. You put it together. You have a little salad to go with whatever you're eating.
But Disney doesn't want you eating for free, so
Exactly. So now the top or the Fixins bar is all the packets of ketchup, mustard, mayo.
Sugar.
It's all that stuff. Hot sauces, salt and pepper. So, but the new menu. So we did put. I assume you put pictures out of that.
I did.
But we do have an article out there. I want to go back. We need to go back and try it. But there's these buildable type ones. So you pick a base, you pick a protein, and they put it together for you. And then they also have like a queso burger with like corn chips on it. They have a flatbread now. They have the barbecue cheddar seasoned fries, which I really want to try. I saw somebody walk by with them. And I was like,
Yeah,
try
see,
those.
no, I like cheese fries, but I don't know if I would like
Seasoned.
cheesy barbecue seasoned fries.
Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, I'd have to. I'd be willing to try it.
And then they had what looked like a half a ear of corn, but it's not. It's a mousse that's in the shape of corn.
It's corn mousse.
It's corn mousse with raspberry powder instead of like a spicier seasoning on it. So it looks like corn, but it's mousse.
Corn mousse.
So
Hashtag corn mousse.
I have to try that to see what it tastes like because I'm sure your mind is going, okay, it's corn, but then you taste it and it's like, okay, that's.
See, I don't think I like corn mousse.
I don't know. We gotta go back and try it. I think that's gonna have to be one of the ones you were just saying. We need to make a point of going and try stuff we haven't tried. So that's one I think we need to go try.
All right, I just like saying corn mousse.
You just like saying corn mousse. Corn mousse.
Corn mousse.
One other thing that I did for Disney News we put out last week was what's new at the Edison at Disney Springs. You put out an article last week about that. Do you remember anything about what you had said?
No.
She is a fountain of information, folks. No, I think it was new drinks that were coming out, but they also have they're launching happy hour from 3 to 6 Sunday through Friday, where they're going to have fried pickles.
Hey, I'm in.
Creamy spinach dip, Electra fries, plus a Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned, Edison Lager, Frenzy Sauvignon Blanc, and Strawberry Fields Forever, made with a new type of vodka.
I want to go there for happy hour. I want pickles.
And then the last chance for their September mixology series is going to be happening.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I did put that out.
And then in November, they're going to have a shaken and stirred cocktail classes coming, which you can actually go in there and take classes on how they make some of their drinks. Tickets start at $100 for that event, which will be on November 23rd, beginning at 1 p.m. So you can go. I'll put this in the show notes, but you can go to the Edison's website and read all about that.
Yeah. Oh, fried pickles.
See, I wonder where
I
we're
want to
going
go to
dinner.
happy hour. You said between 3 and 6?
3 to 6, Sunday through Friday.
Oh, well, you go on
So the only day you can't go is Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So other attractions in the area and things going on. I just want to quickly mention these two. Rock the Universe is returning to Universal Orlando Resort, January 24th, 25th. So that is their big Christian event they do every year. They bring in bands for 2 days. A lot of fun. You can check out and get more information at Universal Orlando's website. The other thing I want to mention, and this one is kind of a good topic, is so last week Busch Gardens Howl-O-Scream sent out an email that they were going to start enforcing that any kids 15 and under must be accompanied by an adult 21 or older to go to a Howl-O-Scream event because the scare actors are getting abused, basically.
Yes.
And that's also happening at HHN over at Universal.
Yes.
And people are like online asking for this type of rule to be put in effect over there.
Yeah. So on Facebook, there's an annual pass holder group, and I was telling Scott that Universal actually they have a person from Universal that comments, so they do see the feedback in this group, and
probably why they do what their pass holders want a lot of times.
Yeah, they actually pay attention. So, and I've seen it on X also that these scare actors at Universal are being harassed by these hordes of teenagers that, and it's not even just the actors. I guess they're just causing they're causing like old lady talk riffraff in line.
Yeah.
Walking around bothering other guests, being destructive.
Right.
And making fun of the scare actors, getting in their faces. Some are putting their hands on people.
Yeah.
And I think I don't remember. I'm always talking, so I don't remember where I said it. But you should not. Okay, like here's some common sense stuff. Ready?
I'm ready.
Parents, do not expect a theme park to be your babysitter.
No.
And I'm sorry. Like, I would know if the boys were like little punks. I would know.
If I got word that they went to any of these parks with their group of friends
and behave like
that, and became hoodlums, I would probably snap all their fingers when they got home.
Stop! Don't.
No, I would, because you just don't do that. You don't.
They would never. I would never let them go back if it was.
No, and they wouldn't hang out with those friends again either, because I know when kids get around, especially boys, when they get around other guys and stuff, they get all tough and bad and cool, and I can do whatever I want to, and nobody's here to
Not in my
tell
house.
me.
You don't.
No, you live under our roof. You still eat our food. So guess who controls you?
Our rules. That's what my mother used to always tell me. It's my house, my rules. And exactly. So yeah, do not expect a theme park person to babysit your kids. And
they're not paid enough.
No. And please keep in mind that these scare actors are there for people's entertainment, and they work really hard, and it is hotter than hell out there. And even in the houses, it's hot.
And some of those costumes are even hotter.
Yeah. So they're out there doing their job and trying to give you a good experience. So please don't be a jerk to them.
No, don't be a jerk to them, and just remind your kids if they are just going with their friends.
Like, don't be that kid.
Don't be that kid. Don't be the one that gets kicked out, because they will kick you out.
I think that's you know what? If they started booting these kids, like if they had people walking around,
just grab them and take them right out of the
be
park.
Like, you know what? Hey, you're out of here.
Security grabs them and says you're being taken out and you were being trespassed.
Yeah.
You know, you can't come back for so many days.
Stand there and watch them call their mom.
I would love that. Oh, my gosh. I would just sit there with a live feed showing these kids having to call, Mom.
Mom, I got kicked out.
Mom, I smacked the scare actor. They said I could never go back to Universal again as long as I live. Good. And now you got to walk home, too. Because I'm taking away your debit card. You can't even calling it an Uber. No, I wouldn't break their fingers, but I'm telling you what, the boys, they would know.
But they know better.
If they ever acted that way, they probably would be afraid to come home.
They would. But see, a lot of that, not to get on a high horse, but a lot of that starts at home.
It does. And for so many years, not every parent, but there's a handful of parents out there who are scared to discipline their kids.
I'm not.
And nobody should be. I mean, back when we were kids, a teacher had more powerful than the teacher. Whatever the teacher said, parents believed it. Now teachers say what they have to say about kids, and the parents blame the teacher for the kid being.
Why do you think my mom retired?
I know, and I don't blame her.
I wouldn't do it now. I remember I wanted to go to school to be a teacher, and I'm so glad I didn't.
No, because
I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'd be like, I'm out.
You would have to drink every night when you got home just to be able to.
Happy hour.
Happy hour every day from 3 to 6.
3 to
With
6.
fried pickles.
That's where I would be.
With fried pickles.
I don't know if I could do fried pickles every night, but I get tired of it.
But yeah, it's just like when they go to Universal, and I get it, kids want to go there, they want to have fun with their friends, and they can, but just manners and
Manners. There you go.
respectable.
There's a word, manners.
Yeah, it's
Use
one
your
that's
manners.
not
Be
used as
polite. Don't be a
much.
jerk to people.
And sometimes these scare actors aren't much older than these kids.
No.
So it's like, I mean, yes, there is older scare actors, of
But there's
course.
a lot of them in their late teens.
Yeah, early 20s who are out there, and it's like these kids come in there like, oh, my parents aren't here, I can act like a fool.
Yeah, no, you can't.
No.
And I really hope, to summarize this whole topic is, I hope that Universal follows suit with Busch Gardens and Howl-O-Scream.
Yes.
That they put restrictions, and this way, if there's signage up,
Yep.
you know,
If there's a consequence for the action,
I believe. You
that's
know
gonna
what though?
deter it.
I believe. I saw online somewhere that Universal. We probably walked right past it. This
probably.
past weekend, they had like code of conduct signs up.
We did. I saw the sign.
Okay.
Actually, they do have a code of conduct now. Nobody's stopping to read it, but if they put them up, then they can enforce them. Because
right,
if you
but
read it or
needs to
not, it's
be,
your choice.
like, besides the code of conduct, it should be they need to have like chaperone type of things.
I
But
agree.
I guess we'll see. I mean, we still got another month and a half of this to
Yeah.
before I can put up my Christmas tree.
Your Christmas tree will be up at like November 1st at 12:01 a.m.
I'm gonna be waiting there.
We'll have to stay up late to put up the tree. You already have a tree up. You have your
I
Halloween
can't
tree
use
up.
my black tree.
Spray paint it green.
No.
Change the lights up.
I'll be ready for it. Ho ho ho.
Oh, I know you're ready for it now.
I need some happy, and if it makes me happy, then oh well.
Halloween should make you happy.
No, I'm not. I'm not feeling it this year.
Well, because you haven't been to anything. But wait till you go to HHN. It's all going to change.
Is it?
I don't know.
I'll
You're
probably
right.
just be scared.
Be scared. She can't hear a chainsaw again until next
I'll
year.
be eating fried pickles over at the Cowfish.
So, I know. I'll be running around HHN, and she's going to find the only booth in all of Universal that sells fried pickles. And that's where Michelle will be all night. So if you're looking for her at HHN, just find the booth with the fried pickles, and that's where Michelle will be sitting.
I'll be in the AC at the Cowfish while you're running around.
having fried pickles and a beverage
And a fish drink.
and a fish drink. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's all the news this week. The one thing I did want to ask you, so I had a hard time coming up with a question this week. So I thought maybe if you want to share it, and once I say this, you really don't have a choice because people are going to hear it and they'll be like, why won't you share it? Did we want to share like some of the things that we're working on for TMSM and MicheleAtwood.com that's hopefully going to be coming out here within the next few weeks? The one thing I can say, so as far as TMSM, are you okay with us sharing this before I say
Well, I guess I don't have a choice.
you don't have a choice now because people are home going, I want to hear the news. So the one thing is TMSM is going to get a rebuild. The way I rebuilt LPA to make it a better user experience. We want to do the same thing on TMSM, just because we have a lot going on there, and it's very hard to find maybe what you're looking for because of how much we have.
Simplified.
I love the way the site came out. I thought it was a great news
site. The site is nice.
It is, but then Google Ads started taking over the site, which I've shut those off now. Working on some other things behind the scenes to make the site just run better. So that's all coming. We are going to have a new email sign-up list that's going to pop up when you go to the site. If you haven't signed up, please sign up for our email list because that's the best way we can stay in contact with you guys. Because Facebook, X, all the other social medias, they only let so many people see what you got to post.
And lately, Facebook has been showing nobody anything. So.
Exactly. So we're not saying we're going to blitz you with 15 emails a week.
No, of course not.
But we would like to do maybe
There's
recap
breaking
email.
news or a recap.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times that people miss news on things, and it's not our fault.
Right.
Yeah, and it's been harder, and like it's not just business pages, like people's personal pages. I asked on my profile last week if people are not seeing anything but like these suggested pages and ads. Like I'm not even seeing I don't see my family on
No,
Facebook
I don't see.
anymore.
I never see your posts. I never see your
that's
posts.
weird. And you know what's weird is like, so I have to switch between profiles because I run all of them.
Right.
And I'll switch to my public Michele Atwood page. I don't see the Main Street Mouse. I don't see Lost Princess Apparel. I don't see anything that I own.
Yeah, I wonder. But I wonder if that's because we're also the administrators on those pages that maybe
No,
it doesn't
because
show 'em because
sometimes
of that?
I'll go to the Main Street Mouse and something of ours will pop up.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what they're doing over there, but
Doesn't make any sense.
it's terrible. So we think that an email list will help. And we want to kind of get back to basics and original things that we started doing. If you want to know more about this, go to the Daydream Believing podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did talk about it this week or on this past show, and I talked about it in depth as to what the kind of changes and what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, so if you're some of the longtime Main Streeters who have been around with us since the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to go back to the stuff that maybe brought you to the site.
Yes, my stupid humor.
But things like Jar Dirt Friday. I mean, maybe not that specifically, but that type of humor that brought people together every week for something that was fun, that disconnects you from all the stress and anxiety that the world is throwing at us.
Right, and like I said on my podcast, I never wanted to be a news site. That was never my goal. But, of course, we have to put out news because that's what you guys depend on us for.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wanted it to be a community. I wanted it to be a place of, where like-minded people could, talk about Disney
Right.
and all the good stuff and share different
Yes.
things. And after COVID, it all became about news. So we're going to try.
And we'll be able to, I think the thing we're going to do, too, also is we're going to make the news more personable. We're not just going to put out default news stories as they come into us. We're going to try to
Put my spin on it.
put a spin on it and make it more informative and why it matters to you maybe in the story rather than just...
Because everybody
this,
wants to know why it matters to me.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to try to put spins on it like that. We're probably going to get back into the realm of meetups eventually.
Heck yeah. I mean, we need to talk about that because I
Yeah.
want to do a mini meetup before the end of the year.
Yes, and we're going to do them sometimes in the park, sometimes outside the park. So depending on what your passes are.
I
if you
think
have them or not.
if we're able to do a Christmas meetup, I would like to do it maybe at the Springs or at a resort instead of inside the park because some people don't have their passes.
Right.
But yeah, it's like stuff that made us us. And somewhere along, and you guys know that I've run our socials for 14 years, and somewhere along the way, just life happens and things change, and I apologize for that. I feel like I've gotten away from what I originally wanted to do, but I'm going to try to get back to it.
And another thing we've also talked about, Michele and I, is possibly creating something maybe like a Patreon account where you can have like a higher level of interaction with us, to where maybe we're going to bring back a live show that we do on Facebook for a select group of people who are involved in that, or maybe a special podcast for them a month. But we may even do live shows here and there on Facebook like we used to do TMSM Weekly Live. We just went to the podcast because it was just easier for us to commit once a week to a podcast as opposed to once a week to a video show where we have to get lighting and we have to set up cameras and we have to do all this work, and it has to be at 7 o'clock every Monday.
And content creation, just so you know, doing what we do is a lot of work.
Yes.
And it's something that we keep up every day, weekdays, weekends, holidays, whether we're sick or not.
Christmas Day, we're still working.
Yeah. So I just want you guys to understand there's so much work that goes into what we do, and that's where Patreon would come in, like almost like a tip jar.
It really is. And it's one of my friends really explained it to me well. He goes, when somebody likes a restaurant or they like a store, they patronize that store and they go back to that store and they spend their money there on food. They spend their money there on merchandise, and it's no different than supporting a site that you may like. So we're not, and it's a small business. So, and that's what LPA is really how we support our family and do everything we do with Main Street Mouse. But we're trying to add more content. We're trying to make it to where you guys can interact with us more on a larger basis. But we just have to figure out the timing and such like it and make it all work.
We're working on all kinds of things, so we appreciate your patience and we appreciate you sticking by us through all the years, and we know that there's changes that we really want to make, and they're coming, so stay tuned.
Yes, they are coming, and Michele Atwood's going to have some stuff on micheleatwood.com is going to be coming out as well. Michele has some ideas of stuff she wants to do for that, and I think it's going to be great, the stuff we talked about the other day. So
I don't even remember what it was.
About your possibly your luncheon type thing.
Oh yeah, so like meetups and stuff. So because of what I do over on my public page, the Michele Atwood page, plus the Daydream Believing podcast.
Yes.
Now you talk about something that actually is very personal with people, and I'm really doing it well over there. I just need to take some of that and move it over to the Main Street Mouse. But there's a lot of things that I want to do. The feedback that I've been getting is great. That it's not just about Disney. It's about real life and, different things that are going on. And some of it's just lighthearted silliness because, that's like one of my favorite things. And there's there's a lot that's coming. So I just ask that you
Stay
guys
tuned.
just stay tuned and be patient with us, because we know what we need to do, and we're going to do it.
Yeah, so we want to bring back TMSN to what it was back in the day. We want you guys to love the site again. We want you guys to really get behind it and push it and help us spread the word and get out there how we can become one giant Disney loving family community.
That's how it started, and that's how
how
I would like it to be.
So we're going to work on that. So thank you guys for listening to that part. And there's probably a lot of stuff we haven't even mentioned that's going to be coming to that. So just like Michelle said, stay tuned. And the
Can't
email.
tell them everything.
No, we can't tell you guys everything, because then if we don't do it, you guys won't know.
If we don't do it, they're going to be like, hey, didn't you say that?
Exactly. So we don't put everything out there. So well, we're at that part of the show where I'm gonna mention our Main Street Mouse sponsors, though. Our official travel partner of the Main Street Mouse is MEI Mouse Fan Travel, Becky Macon and her team, and it's Becky's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Becky.
Happy birthday, Becky. They can help you guys plan any trip you need. So if you're going to Disneyland, if you want to take a Royal Caribbean cruise, if you want to go to Disneyland Paris, they can help you with that. So reach out to them. There's anywhere you need to. There's a link on our site. So if you click on any of their banners on our site, it'll take you to a form you can fill out with some basic information, and then one of their fantastic travel advisors will get back to you and help you plan the perfect vacation. And the best part of it, it's free for you. It doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't cost you anything more either if you were to book it yourself, but they take all the hassle off of your plate and they make sure everything runs perfect. The other thing I wanted to mention is our official stroller and scooter partner, Kingdom Strollers. They can help you with any rental, whether you're staying on property at Disney or Universal, or if you've rented a house for a week with your family. They will deliver whatever it is you rented from them. I believe they do cribs also, strollers, scooters. They have a whole list if you go to their website, kingdomstrollers.com, and they will deliver it to you. They will pick it up at the end of your trip, and they're available if you have any issues throughout the trip. So just reach out to them. They will be happy to assist you in any possible way, and just let them know you heard about them through the Main Street Mouse.
Yes.
So I am done talking now. It's Michelle's turn to sign us off.
To sign us off. And no, I'm not going to talk about corn mousse. Maybe I should. But yeah, we need to go try that. But anyway, so as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting all that we do. We could not do any of this without you, and it's so much appreciated. So until next time, we hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, and magical week ahead, and we will see you real soon.
Our trip around the Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather your belongings, watch your head and step as you exit, and take small children by the hand.
On behalf of our entire flight crew, thanks for soaring with us.
Now I will raise the safety bar, and a ghost will follow you home.